Hello and welcome back. So in this video, we would look at the Overleaf interface. We would go through the Overleaf user interface and then do some explorations there. Okay. So let's open our web browser. Make sure you have internet connectivity, and then in your search bar, you look for, or you type overleaf.com, right? And then you get this interface. Okay. So in the previous video about using LaTeX Online, we look at how to register. If you've not still registered, you can go back to that video and watch how to register, or click on just the register button here to register. But then we already have an account, so we click on login here, right? And then this interface comes. So if you registered with Google, you can just click on login with Google, and then now you are brought to this interface. Okay, so now that we have this interface, let me make it a little bigger. Okay, now this is okay. So now that we have this interface, right, let's look at this. So this first interface is the Overleaf logo, but then this would also send you to the home. So anytime you are logged in and then you are lost, you want to come back to this interface where you see the list of all your projects, right? You can just click here and then it brings you back here. Okay, once you are logged in. Okay, then on this bar, right, or the tab here, these tabs has features and benefits. So it has some features for writing, features for groups, for teaching, universities, publishers, and enterprises. Okay, and then this one has templates, right? So we made mention of one feature or one benefit of using the online LaTeX is that it enables you, or it provides you with a lot of templates that you can use. So these are some of the templates. They are popular ones that you can see, and then the recent ones that were created, right? So depending on the document you want to typeset, you can just come here, look for the group in which it belongs. If it's academic journal that you want to publish, you can come here and look at the journal types and how you want it to look like. You can come here, select it, and there are a lot of them. If you click here, you see that there are 48 templates for academic journal, right? And then you could come back here, come back to the template side, and then you see there are a lot. There are other types of, so let's say you are typing assignments or homework, you can just come here, choose any of the templates, right, for your assignments, right, and then you'll be fine. We'll come back here and explore, choose some of the templates, and then look at how we can customize them for our use. Okay, so that's for the templates. Then you come to the plans and pricing, right? So we are using the free tier, right? But then there's also, as I said, one of the disadvantages is that before you can have access to other features, you would have to pay. Obviously, some group of people's software or app, so you have to support them. And so you have the personal plan that allows you to add just one collaborator, but then can enable you to sync with Dropbox or GitHub, right? They have your full document history, track the changes and everything that you've done so far. There's also another one that enables you to add 10 collaborators per project, right? And then comes with other features as well. And there's another one that the number of collaborators are unlimited, right? But then also has, but then you, depending on the time, as at the time of this recording, these are the prices. Maybe the time you are watching it, it might change. So yeah, we also have some prices for students. So if you're students, you have this only one collaborator, the free, and then the other ones too as well. Okay, so that's about the plans and the pricing. You can change your currency here to suit yours, and then you see it in your, okay, then the help. So if you are new and you want to look at the documentation, you want to learn LaTeX, Then you can come here and then learn about some of the things, right? Explore some of the documentation here to see how best you can make use of the Overleaf platform. Okay. The next one is a project. So this takes you back to this view, shows you the projects you have or the documents you have done so far, right? Okay. And then this sends you to the account. So it gives you details about your account, and then the account settings, the subscription. You can come to the account settings and then look at the name, change the password. If you have the features, the premium features, then you can connect to your GitHub and then the other ones too as well. Okay. So this gives you the account section, right? Okay, I just wanted to go back to our project, so I'll click on our projects here. Okay, so that's done for this tab. Now let's come back to the left panel here, right? We see new project button or new project, yes, tab, no, new project button here. So when you click on this, it gives us options to choose from. So if you just want a blank project where you would type everything yourself from scratch, you can do that. If you want an example project where it picks an example, so you can just have, let's say, intro, and then it generates or loads and creates the example project for you. Once you compile it, you see the example project, and then you can now edit all this one. So it just picks a sample, right? And then from here you can look at the things here, edit, change certain things to suit yours. That's for the example project, right? Now let's go back to our projects. Okay, we'll come back to those other sides. So here you see you can upload your project. So mostly it enables you to continue typesetting. So if you pay attention, while we were doing why use LaTeX online, we said that if you have your projects offline too, you can use them online as well. So all you have to do is zip the files, the ones that you've done using the text studio, just zip them and then upload them here, right? So in one of the videos we would do that and then see how that one also works as well. So you zip the file, you dump them here, and then you continue working with it. Okay. So the other options from here, you can import from GitHub. Then this will just choose any of the templates for you. So if you want to start a project from a template, why not? This one quick starts it for you with its own default template. And then this one you can just click and then be specific on the particular template you would want to use to begin with. Okay. So basically that's for the new projects. Then this is the all projects. So it shows you all the projects you've done so far here, right? And then these are your projects. So these are all the projects, both the ones you've been added to, the ones you've done, and all those ones. And these are your projects. So these are the projects you created yourself. The shared with you will show you all the projects that you are collaborating on. So if someone shares his or her project with you, then you will see them here. Yeah, you can use to filter such projects. Then archive project, maybe there are some important projects that you decide to archive for some reasons. You can just easily have them here. Okay. So then trashed, the projects you've deleted, you also see them here. You could also create folders, right? So a folder, let's say I want intro, so an intro folder, then you have the folder there, right? So you have the intro folder created here. So you can move the files, rename the folder, and then other things to here. So basically that's that. Then you have uncategorized. So you can decide to move all these ones here to the folder. So here, so once you come here, you can click to add to folder and then click the folders that you have, put them there. So this enables us to maintain or keep our files organized, right? So if added them to the folders, so you now see that when you click here, you have two elements in our folder. So you can just click on the folders and then to see the projects that are related, right? The projects that are related in the folder. Okay, so that's that. If you are affiliated to any institution, you can add the institution affiliation here if you want to. Okay, so basically that's for the left panel, and then you can just click accept all cookies here. Then here you could change your language if you don't speak English or you have for any reason you can any other language, you change your language here, terms and conditions. Then this is about the project. Okay, so now let's enter a project, the intro that we did. Oh, I wrote into instead of intro. Okay, so it loads, and then here, so this is where we look at our documents that we've created. So the files, the images we upload, the main text file is here for editing, right? And then this is just the sample, so the bibliography where you do your references and other stuff. Okay, now in this section 2, you could see that you will see the document structure here. So this is sort of a table of content view, right? Depending on how you structure your document, you see it properly here, where you can just choose any side and then it sends you to that section of the text. Bear in mind, it's not for the PDF, this is for the editing. So to quickly navigate within your file, so you don't have to scroll a lot. Okay, you just have to just click on this and then it sends you here. Okay, bear in mind that this is just the source, right? So you can come here to see the normal English. So if the you can change it to a rich text so that it shows you how everything looks like. But then I prefer the source. You can do the source legacy too as well to see. To change the view, just what makes you happy. You can just choose them here. Okay. So you can rename the title. This is the title here. You can rename the title. And then this button here sends you back to your projects. Therefore, we came from the list of all the projects. Then this one sends yes to the menu, right? If you want to upgrade, you can upgrade. Okay. So now talking about the right corner here, this is for review. So if maybe for some reason you've done some changes or you are collaborating with someone and they are commenting or there are some review that you're supposed to do, you can just click this to do the review yourself. And then the share. So this button here enables you to share with someone. So if you want to collaborate with someone, you can just add the person's link here, right? And then once you add the person's email address here, you can just click on the share, but you can choose what the person can do. If you want the person to only read, you can restrict the person. If you want the person to edit as well, you can give that right to the person. So you click on the share and then the person receives an email, logs in, and then continues that. Okay. Bear in mind that this is a free tier, so you can only share with one person at a time. So keep that in mind. If you want to share with multiple people, then you have to upgrade and use it. Okay. And then submit. You have the submit button here. If you want to look at your histories too, you can also look at that. So mostly what happens is that if you design a template, right, you can also publish the template that you've done right here. You have research, you have the journals to here. So you can just quickly submit it to them and then for reviewing or other purposes too. So that's for the submit. The history tells you or gives you the history or the log that you've done, right? So that's that. And then you have So we have the layout here. The layout just basically helps us to talk about. Come back to the menu. Interesting. So the layout helps us to how this view looks like. If you want to just look at the editor at a time, you can just switch the layout to that. If you want to switch to just the PDF, you click on this switch to navigate between the PDF and then the editor. This is just to help you have a bigger screen for editing and then for reading, right? But then if you don't want that, you can choose both. You can choose PDF only. That will hide the editor for you, but then you can still switch between them, right? And then you can also choose PDF in a separate tab to have them in separate tabs. Okay, but then I prefer this one, so you choose which level layout you want. Then the chat feature, right? So this is where you communicate with your collaborators. So you edit line 1, edit chapter 1, edit chapter 2. You collaborate with them here. Okay, you talk with them there. All right. So bear in mind that if you want to leave that place, you just click on it again and then that feature hides. So basically that's for the top right corner. When you come to the menu here, right, when you click on the menu, you see that a whole new panel comes, right? So this menu helps us to there's the download section where you download the source file. If for any reason you want to continue typesetting on your local, you just click here and then downloads everything in a zip file. If you're just interested in the PDF, you can just click here to download the PDF, or to quickly download the PDF, you can just click here, this download button or icon to download the PDF, right? Okay. Let's go back to our menu. So the next one is the action section here, where you can copy the project or look at the number of words you've done. If for any reason you're limited to 250 words or 600 words, you can just look at the word count there. If you're on the premium subscription, you can synchronize with your Dropbox, Git, track the versions, different versions of your project, and then upload them to GitHub here. Okay. And then you can also change the compiler that you want, right? So PDF-LaTeX compiles the text source code into PDF format. But if for any reason you don't want PDF, but then you want to change the compiler, you can choose that. And then bear in mind that the output would also change. If you know what you are doing, you can come here and choose it. But if you don't, please leave it as PDF-LaTeX. And then the Tech Live versions are here as well. We have older versions. We have the 2022 version. You can just keep the latest one or the current one. And then your main document, you can come here and then change the main document that you want. This is they have the main.tech as their main document. Now you can do the spell check, right? So that it will correct your English or your grammar for you, right? You can turn it off if you want. You can come here and choose any language depending on the language you are typing in. A dictionary, you can edit it, add your own words, and whatnot, right? Okay. Remove your own words. That is if you keep adding them to your dictionary. The autocomplete, if you want it to autocomplete some of the commands and the calibrate is for you, why not? You can turn it on here. So if for any reason it's off, you can just come back here and then turn it on. So this is for the brackets as well. The code checks whether the code works, underlines it if it's an invalid command, and all those things. It does that one too for you. Editor theme, so you can come here and then change it. You can use the monokai. You see that the editor changes, the theme color changes. Depending on the theme that you want, you can come and change this. Let me go back to the technique or the Overleaf. Interesting. Then we have the overall theme here. That's for everything. We have the light. That changes everything to light. Then you can go back to the default where you have a darker one on top here, right? And then the key bindings. So if you are used to the Vim, the VI improved, you can come back here. If you want the Emacs, you can use so that you keep using your commands, the key bindings here. Okay, now the font size. So if for any reason you want to increase the fonts so you can see properly, why not? You can always do that, but then I'll just keep the small one here. Font family, how you want it to be like, so you can change the fonts here to have that. The line height, you can make it normal, wide, any of them here. That was fine. That'll be fine. So this will help you the hotkeys and then the documentation. So basically that will be all for the menu section. So you see, anytime you want to do those configurations, you can come here and do them. Okay. So this green button here, right, compiles the code for us and then shows the PDF or the output you want. You can come here and decide to make it auto compile, so you don't have to be clicking on this green button here, and turn it on so that anytime you make any editing like this intro to Overleaf, right, anytime you are done, you see that it compiles automatically for us, right, and then you see intro to Overleaf. So that's that. You don't have to click on the recompile yourself. Interesting. And then compile mode, if you want it to be fast, why not? Want it to be normal, why not? Check syntax before compile, so it has to check whether the code will run or not, and then certain things before. Else you can also decide not to check it, but then you could be in trouble for that. So the error handling, you can see that stop on first error, or you try to compile even with the errors. So yes, if you're starting, there are some best practices there you may not be aware of, so you might use them. Some of the errors can permit you to still have a document, so sometimes you see some text files from other people and then a lot of reds, a lot of errors, but then the PDF gets generated, and once they have their PDF, they are okay. So you can also do that. But then in this series, we learn some best practices and then how best we can reduce the error in our codes. Okay, so you can recompile from scratch, not from cache. You can always do that when you want to. So I said this will show you will help you to download. This will show you the logs, right? So if for any reason your code isn't compiling or error, you can toggle between the log and the PDF from here. Okay, expand the log files to see everything that has been happening so far and what have you. So basically that would be for this interface. You can always come here to add a new file, right? So let's talk about this section too as well. So this section, access to add a new file, you can just give it a name. So chapter 1 .tech and then create, or you can come and upload a file. You drag and drop the file that you want here, right? Or you copy a file from another project. So if you have another file and you want to maintain the same file, so let's say I want to bring the hello.tech file here. I select the project, the hello project, and then I want to bring the main tech file from that project here, right? But then I want to change that name here. Instead of main, I want to maybe call it chapter 2, right? Chapter 2 of that project. So basically it can help you to do that. But if you have an external URL, you can do that. And what have you. When you are done, then click on create, and then you see that you have the chapter 2 here that is linked from where? A different project, right? So basically imported from another project, right? So you can refresh to have that there, right? So once you recompile, you have that. But then we'll talk more about the workflows about that one. Bear in mind that the main thing is here. So if you want to show, you can just come and then link it on the main page, then you show it. Okay. So that's that. And then the next one is new folder. So if you want to create a new folder inside your project, bear in mind that the former folder we saw was the project overview, where you group all your projects into one folder. But this one, I want to group all my files. So this is maybe assignment 1 or classwork. Then you can create this, and then you have your classwork folder. And then from this folder, you can drag everything into it, right? Your images, your sample, and what have you. So you can have images folder. So let me rename it. Bear in mind, if you want to rename it, just click the pencil here. It's a rename. So I want to call it images, right? And then you have the images folder there, right? So which will maintain all your images. So this helps us to really organize our code, the structure, and then keep everything nice. So that for that, if you want to upload, you can click here to upload. Keep that in mind. So basically that will be all for so the symbol palette. Click here, you see some of the symbols. But bear in mind, this is what a premium feature. So if you know you can't afford the premium feature, why not use the text studio, where you have access to all the symbols and a lot of other ones. So you can just click and then look at the commands that generates them, right? So at least if it's free, you can survive without them. But if you want them, you have to pay for them. So you can also use this to expand, hide. So if for some reason you just want the full screen of this, you can do that. You could also hide a PDF, toggle it back if you want. And what have you? That's a lot. So if you want to go back to your project, you click on this house here. It sends you back to all your projects, right? And that's that. So basically that's the interface and how to go about the Overleaf tech application. So the online latex, that's Overleaf. The other tech applications online, but then we will be using Overleaf. So in some of the videos you see me use Overleaf, some I'll use a text studio, and we'll continue from there. So that'll be all for this exploring Overleaf video. If you've learned something new, don't forget to like and subscribe. Share with your friends so that they could also learn something from this video as well. And that'll be all. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Thank you.